Parang naging ano tayo, lokohan na tayo.
Parang naka-question ko na yung ano talaga.
Complete naman kasi yun.
Paano?
Yeah, but the sand density on that part is not equivalent to like 500
Of
feet
course, estimate
forward.
lang yan.
Really?
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm StenoTV. Welcome, stay for a bit and click that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video. Right, so today I am joined by the Squan once again, and today we are going to ponder how big the universe is.
Sakto yung background image ha.
Oo nga eh.
Tama,
Gusto
no.
nyo mag-adapt.
So before we get into today's video, how big is the universe?
Andito ako ngayon para malaman.
Wow. How big the universe is? It's it's immeasurable.
There are different trains of thought, schools of thought. So if you're speaking on a religious perspective or scientific perspective, pero ewan ko, parang tama si Mix, parehas ako. Ganun na yung iniisip.
Ang dami sinabi parang... Doon din pala pupunta pusa.
Before we get into today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And without further ado, let's see how big the universe is.
This is Earth. You live here on this planet somewhere, and everything that you've ever known is located right here. But just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe? Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. You may think that the Moon is very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away, 384,400 kilometers away from you right now on average.
Di ba may video si Mark Rober, parang yung inano niya yung solar system natin, minap niya using the football field. So parang yung Earth parang P lang. Tapos
Yeah.
yung sun football.
You could fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance, and if you somehow were able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 160 days to drive the entire distance.
Parang lapit lang.
That
Parang
long
kaya.
naman.
Kaya nga.
This is what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with them, and if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at.
Pinagtindahan yung part na yun. Ano yung 1.25
Oo
seconds
nga.
daw?
It takes 1.25 seconds for a message, for a text message to be sent from Moon to Earth.
Ito meron.
When we zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe, which is the furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 138 AUs from the Earth, AU meaning astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, which means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1 turned its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history. This tiny, pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody has ever said something as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilizations, every king and every peasant, every young couple in love, every hopeful child, every mother and every father, every inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam."
Ganun din naman kung ikaw bilang tao, tas yung nakita mo yung isang speck of dust na maraming microorganisms din na parang ganun. Parang sa akin kasi, human beings, we have this sort of parang innate sa atin na parang we're bigger than everything else.
Yeah.
So parang yung picture na yun, parang yun ya, parang sa mga ibang tao na ganun mag-isip na it'll make you realize na hindi lang ikaw yung bida. Kumbaga hindi umiikot yung mundo sa'yo, parang ganun.
Paul.
Nag-freeze na siya.
Yeah, okay.
Wala.
Nawawala ka nga. Ano ba yung...
Nasa Mars ka ba?
Nasa Mars?
Grabe.
Naka-mute
Tanga,
ka pa.
nakamute ka.
Once we go beyond the solar system, we arrive in our interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light year unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461 trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our sun, but it's still 4.24 light years away from us. To put that into perspective, if it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence. It's complete silence outside of this yellow dot as far as we are currently aware, but the entire galaxy spans over 100,000 light years from end to end. There are over 100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets inside of our galaxy. But you have never seen the full glory of the galaxy at night, because 99% of the stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further and we arrive at the local group of galaxies, a collection of 54 different galaxies that is about 10 million light years across. But zooming out even further and we can see the Virgo supercluster, of which the local group here is just a tiny segment of. There are at least...
Yung mga astrophysicists, may mga super telescopes sila.
Yeah.
Parang minamap nila yan eh. Parang yung distance nun in more than million, parang light years ang na-reach nun. So may items sila na namamap dyan, yung mga ganong shit. Tapos yung ano yun eh, parang nagsasend yun ng laser. Tapos parang inaantay nila mag-bounce back. So parang minsan nagsend ng laser today. Parang after ilang years, tsaka pababalik. Tsaka lang nila malalaman yung distance from our location. Parang ganon. Hindi ko sure eh. Parang ganon yun.
We have a Virgo constellation, so does that mean that the Virgo constellation that we see is this one, or just like part of that little square thing?
Feeling yung constellation within the ano lang.
Sa galaxy lang
Sa
siguro.
galaxy lang.
It says Leo and Ursa Major. Ursa Major is Big Dipper.
Ayun, yun na nga yun.
So
Ito
meaning
yun?
look, it's
Kasi
Ursa
ano yun eh.
Major and Leo.
Yan ba talaga yun?
I don't know,
Doubt.
maybe.
The distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the Great Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home to our galaxy as well as 100,000 other galaxies. The distance from one side to the other is 520 million light years, but from even there we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe and see that even the titanic Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different and individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the entire Earth.
Parang naging ano na tayo, lokohan na tayo.
Parang naka-question ko na yung ano talaga.
Nakakompute naman kasi yun.
Paano?
Yeah, but the
Form of
sand
Ontario.
density on that part is not equivalent to like 500
Of
feet
course, estimate
forward.
lang yan. Hindi naman yan yung exactong
Oh, well,
pero
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
rough estimate. Everything is measurable.
Through science.
The distance from Earth to any side of the
Oh,
observable
Earth.
universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across. What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe.
Yep.
Keep
Yeah.
in mind that the observable
That is
universe is
true.
all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of it is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth, and the light from some places may never reach us at all. Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount of time, reach Earth. meaning that even if humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe. According to the theory of cosmic inflation that was proposed by Dr. Alan Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th of a second after the Big Bang, and with the assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times larger than the observable universe. That number for reference looks like this, with this many zeros. Let this number sink in for just a moment. This would be similar to you thinking that the entire observable universe, everything that you could see, was the size of a light bulb, but then realizing that in reality the entire universe is larger than the former planet of Pluto. Imagine a light bulb in the center of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this. We are all so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together.
Hindi ko
Oh,
naman
yeah.
intindihan talaga paano nila nalaman lahat yan, paano nila nasusukat.
Well,
paano
that's-
nila
May pag-aaral niya, may
Yeah.
astrophysics, may
Yeah,
computation
that's-
yan.
Pero,
May,
sobrang laki kasi. Sobrang laki kasi. Paano pa, di ba, yung sinasabi
Yeah.
mo kayo kanina na ano, yung naghihintay sila ng pag-bounce back nung kung ano man yun.
Eh, ganun
Eh,
nga.
ang
Kaya
pinag-usapan dito, 110 million.
parang yun pa nga, sinasabi pa nga lang, di ba, observable universe. So, ibig sabihin,
That's what
meron pa
we
silang hindi na
outside of that. Yeah.
Oo.
What if humans or Earth is sort of like an experiment? That's why it's radio silent outside our solar system, in our galaxy, and everywhere else is silent, is because it's purposely being silenced.
Meron, kung paano natin tingnan yung atoms,
Yeah.
meron ding tumitingin sa atin that way. Na parang
Yes.
atom lang din tayo.
Or what if we're like a petri dish for, I don't know, aliens or higher powers or whatever you wanna call it.
Alam mo, parang sobrang dami ko ng problema. Parang ayoko ng problema.
Oo, ako din. Parang akin,
Dami
siguro
ng
mga
iniisip sa
scientist
mundo.
na lang yan. Sa kanila na lang yun.
What are your theories? Leave it in the comments below. We are now going to end this video, going to curl up in a ball and think about life. And on that note, if you did enjoy this video, find it useful or entertaining, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that bell icon to get notified when I upload next. Migs, who is your shout out for today?
Mary Ann How.
Shout out to you, Mayan. Hope you're all doing good in this pandemic. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the future.